Yo, how's it going, guys? So, I want to just bring your attention to this is not sponsored, by the way, but there's a book called The Dose Effect where a lot of the things that I mentioned in the dopamine segment of this challenge is come from this book. So, definitely check it out if you want to learn more about dopamine. It talks about all the different chemicals in the brain. Obviously, the dopamine, O for oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, right? That's kind of what it's doing. Is it's talking about small habits to boost your brain's chemistry. So, definitely check it out. Like I said, I'm not sponsored, but I just find it a good read, and yeah, it might be valuable for you guys as well if you want to learn more. So in this book, it actually talks about this concept of the AMCC, and the best way to describe an AMCC is it's more like a willpower and persistence center, like where you need to put some effort to take that action on something or make that decision on something. Some things are effortless for us. Oh, I'll do that. It's easy. I love doing that. Yeah. But then when it comes to something that you're not really as motivated to do, this is where this AMCC is going to be really important to train, right? So we're trying to train this muscle to be able to say yes to things that we resist doing, right? And you only need to be able to train something for that when it's something you don't really want to do or there's something that you're trying to avoid or whatever, right? So I want to give you an example of why this matters for ADHD is because for us, um, when anything's when there's a discomfort for anything or boredom or a distraction, it kind of needs us to build this willpower muscle for doing things and following through and sustaining that focus, right? We're not finishing projects because there's something that is friction that needs us to start something, and we're just sitting on like the resistance of doing that thing that's going to move the needle forward. For some reason we've negged ourselves out in some way, or it's tedious, it's boring, it just doesn't have any it doesn't feel fun, right? Where the AMCC comes in is that whenever we take an action on something that we find hard or we have a difficulty starting, we're training that muscle and we're actually making it light up. And the more that we do things like that, the more it lights up and the more easy it is to then do things like that. So, like for me, for example, shining object syndrome was a big thing for me. It's a lot easier for me to deal with saying no to shiny objects and not resisting the temptation of like jumping on anything just because it sounds good, right? And it requires a lot of willpower to say no to that purchase of that course or that purchase of that resource that might sound good, but I know very well that I'm going to buy it. I'm not going to use it, right? It's just that my dopamine is firing off saying how amazing this is and you could do this and look at the potential of this, look at the potential of that. And yeah, there is potential, yeah, but it's just another thing I'm going to add to the list, another thing that I'm going to have to make a decision around, and another thing I'm going to have to put energy into, right? So, how the AMCC gets weak, right, is when we're in this ADHD loop. And it looks like this, right? Boredom hits, so you signal to your brain that this is hard to do, it's boring, da da da. Like we've got this whole belief system around what this is to us, right? So I can't finish anything, Normally when I'm doing something like this, it's terrible. Like I get bored, right? I don't like doing this or whatever. What happens now is projects pile up. There's now more decision fatigue because now it's going to increase because now there's more decisions to be made because there's things that you've just been putting off. So now piling up. Then obviously you're doing this habit of avoiding now. And like you think avoidance helping, it's actually making things far worse because then it's piling up even more. And then there's the executive gap, which is the dopamine craves novelty, right? And where's it going to get that from? Probably the fast dopamine sources because the fact you're extremely overwhelmed now, you've been avoiding, things have been piling up. Your belief system is that you never finish what you start, um, you know, and yeah, it's just a vicious cycle you don't want to be in. That's why you end up being stuck. You end up being frustrated, unfulfilled, and yeah, it's just not a really nice loop to be in. And that's why the AMCC is important to have it strong, because in those moments where you're just not feeling like you want to do something, you still will do it because you're strengthening that muscle, right? So, how AMCC gets strong is by you volunteering for the discomfort. It's like, I know this is hard, but it's doable. So I'm going to just do it, get out of the way, not think about it. Me thinking about it's actually the thing that's making this sound hard. It's not actually hard at all, right? And then my brain signaling that, yeah, this is difficult, but it's going to help me grow. You have to reframe things. You have to practice daily. Just do small, tiny, actual steps each day. That makes it easier for you to lean into this a bit more. You don't have to do anything crazy, but just start, right? And compound effect. You're obviously going to compound your efforts over time. That means you're going to have completed projects. You're going to reduce this procrastination that's taking place, which is actually the thing that's nagging you out, is the procrastination of it. Like by the time you're sitting there procrastinating about it for 5, 10 minutes, you could have done the thing already. You just might as well just do it and just do it uncomfortable, right? It's only going to be like 5 minutes worth of uncomfortable. Like the maximum you're going to be is uncomfortable for 5 minutes. You might as well just be uncomfortable for 5 minutes for you to get something that is a tangible result at the end of it, right? So there's three pillars for the AMCC training, or obviously the thing that you're doing to train that muscle, right? Is intentional discomfort. So that just choose one hard thing a day and just do it. Like something that you find really difficult. It might be like posting daily in social media, right? That might be something that you just find really challenging because you're a perfectionist. Just do it. Just do it. Get 100 videos out. Just do one a day, and just do that task. And it might be writing 100 words. It might be doing a 3 minute video per day, 1 minute video per day, whatever, right? And then pair that with a dopamine reward afterwards. And that could be fast or slow, right? It doesn't have to be only slow ones. You could just reward yourself for something that you enjoy afterwards. You choose, right? But obviously, if it's the fast ones, just don't go too crazy with the fast ones. But like just reward yourself. Like you've done something that was hard. Like you deserve to have a piece of chocolate if you want, right? Like no one's gonna be upset with you having a piece of chocolate. But just sitting down, doom scrolling, eating chocolate, eating snacks, sweets, everything, watching porn, all this stuff to throughout your whole day, that's not really a good use of the dopamine reward, right? It's not really a reward. That's just you just sitting around just using fast dopamine, right? So you want to do something hard, then reward yourself after the hard thing that you've done. It's just like if you went to the gym, you've done a really hard workout, then you can reward yourself with a nice meal afterwards. Really just like nourish your body after doing that hard workout, right? And then you've got like the habit stacks. Habit stacking is really important because like you do one habit, that's something that you always do. Like if you brush your teeth, you always brush your teeth. What can you do after you brush your teeth? That's like, yeah, when I brush my teeth and then I do this. When I have my coffee, I can do this, right? It's kind of really good for you to stack these together. So stack a hard thing, like what was said earlier with the discomfort, is like you can stack doing press ups with a reward afterwards. Maybe you have your coffee after you've done 5 press ups. Do 5 press ups, then I reward myself with a coffee. I love coffee. Let me just get these quick 5 out. Yeah, bang, 5, then coffee. Right? It's a really good way for you to train the AMCC. And then, of course, there is the tracking progress. So that when you see that you're on a streak or you see that you're progressing and you've done this consistently and you're tracking that, it just helps you to move things forward, right? Like reflections, weekly reviews, these are really good things that help. Then there's some real life examples that I want to give you about, what this looks like in as a creator, for example. So you might film one unscripted video in 10 minutes, kind of what I'm trying to do now. Don't know if this could be under 10 minutes, but being imperfect on camera, you're not trying to like have this script of like, yeah, this has got to be perfect, all this stuff. Like just get one out, upload it, mark it as done, right? This is the last challenge video, right? So I've done all 20 now and I can mark that off as done, right? And then, of course, for me, I'm doing coaching all the time. A lot of the time, it could be really good for me to just share a vulnerable story on my IG stories or a reel in relation to the session I just done with a client, for example. It might be imperfect because I'm not sitting there trying to get it perfect and get it right. It might just be literally just coming up the call and just quickly doing the insight, and it sounds a bit uncomfortable because it's like the ums and the ahs and the you know the kind of winging it, freestyling, not really prepared, will stop me from doing it. But then also the being too prepared and trying to write things out and be too much can often stop me as well. So like there's a discomfort of like, oh man, like this is going to be imperfect and it's not going to be, polished, or the lighting's not good and all this stuff. Just do it and then share it. The reward is that you share it in the community, or you share it, or you even see that the video is doing really well. I've done one video like that actually that done really well. I think it's at 100k views now, and like it's just one of those. And yeah, the dopamine is obviously that, oh, I could do it. And then obviously for a business owner, it might be that you reach out to one potential client that you can jump on a call with and see if you're fit to work together. The discomfort is going to be that, you feel maybe some rejection sensitivity, fear of a no. I've got past that now. I'm here to help people. I'm offering help. They might say yes, they might say no. But yeah, I've trained the muscle so well now that, that discomfort of rejection sensitivity is simmered a lot more now. So it's easier for me to do that. And obviously that's the only way I get clients. So yeah, obviously it's something I have to do. So there's common training mistakes, right? So avoid these pitfalls if you can. Obviously, not easy, but try. So saying that, like doing things too big too fast. Like sometimes we just want to overcommit. We want to say something crazy, like I'll write a whole course this week. Like it's just too big. Like yeah, it's definitely doable, but it's just like don't put this big pressure on yourself. Like just say I'll outline one module today. Like that sounds much more comfortable. Like and just like yeah, it's doable. Like you're just gonna get yourself overwhelmed by saying, "I'm gonna do a whole course." Like, yeah, we know you want to get a course done, but let's just focus on bringing it, zooming in, right? And then no reward system, like all this like grinding it, slugging it out, doing as much as you can, like just going through and burning yourself out for a whole day doing nothing. No going to take a break and go and eat something. Like just try and complete a task and then celebrate immediately. Like get these quick wins in there. Like I'll do like a session like this now. When I finish this, I can go and get myself a coffee, can get myself a pastry or whatever. Enjoy that because I know I've just done that. It's a reward, right? I look forward to it. And then the perfectionism, sabotage, where you only log the perfect reps. No, the messy ones as well. Sometimes I've had to retake these videos. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, this song's too long, man. Need to bring it down a bit. Then I re-record it again. Look, listen, man. Like that's how it's supposed to look. Sometimes it's a bit messy. Right? That's what the growth looks like. And then inconsistency, like training hard for 2 weeks and then quitting. Like, look, it's better for me to just do 5 minutes a day than just being doing like, yeah, I'm gonna do 1 hour a day for 2 weeks and then quit. And then 1 year of just nothing. Those 5 minutes per day is definitely gonna be 2 hours once a month, once every every quarter or whatever. And they ignoring the energy cycle. So uh, like you kind of have this thing where you have to have the same energy levels every day, the same. I'm gonna be 100% every day. No, some days you're gonna be at 20%, and 20% is 100%. Like that's a big hack that someone told me. I can't remember where I read it, but it's online. I think it was Jim Quick, where he talks about when you're 20%, do 20%, and that is 100% for the 20% that you had, right? That I'm paraphrasing, but it's like it's really important that we don't try to just go all in every day and expect to be the same every day. Like some days we're gonna feel a bit like, can I do this much? But just be consistent. So, action step to end this challenge is a dopamine detox where you get to use the AMCC as a way to train the muscle through doing a dopamine detox of 72 hours and just choose one of these vices. Choose one of these dopamine quick sources that you can say no to and you can train that muscle and replace it with a slow dopamine source instead, right? So artificial sugars could be one. That was one that I did recently this year, which was 30 days of no artificial sugars, and you'll be surprised how much sugar is in everything. Crazy. Yeah, my diet was minimal. Like there was very few things I could eat, right? I was having fruit as my replacement for sugar. Um, and I was just eating as clean as I can, and I lost a huge amount of weight as well, and it really strengthened that muscle, man. Saying no. I remember that I was someone invited us over for dinner, and I was saying no to alcohol, no to the sugars. Basically, everything there was basically sugar, and I had to say no to basically almost everything there. I felt really bad, like, oh man, because I was on like day 28 of this 30-day, and I was like, look, I've just got to honor this, man. Like, I've got 2 more days. It's unfortunate that I'm doing this right now with you guys, but there's still things I can eat, and I'm gonna eat these things here that that I can eat that got no sugars in it. But yeah, I just told myself I'm gonna do 30 days, and it was just like being able to say no to them and honor it, and not be like, oh, do you know what, man? It's day 28. Fuck it, I'll just do it anyway. Like, I just thought about my community saying that, oh, Mike, you're telling us to do 30 days and you didn't do it yourself. Like, that was in my head, and I just had to follow through in it. So I was at a party where, well, it was a dinner. We was invited over for a meal and having pizza and everything, and like even the pizza, like the tomato that was on top of the pizza, sugar in it. So like there's just so much. Yeah, it's yeah. I had to just honor that. I said I'm gonna do it, and I did it, right, and it really helped me a lot. I learned a lot from it. So yeah, it's good to do it, and I think 72 hours is a reasonable time to do it. I think you can get a lot from 72 hours. You'd have to do 30 days, like I did. But anyway, that's the end of the challenge. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And if you're new here, obviously there's a playlist, a link in the description where you can actually get access to the whole entire 20 days. And hopefully it'll be helpful for you to start your new year. Anyway, take care. Peace.